Test, 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 test.
Mistakenly thought you were.
That's all right.
You were that person.
APIA Women's Program, we'd like to thank our club's major sponsors: West Point Framework, IGS Integrated Group Services, Boutique Residential, and Functional Fire, as well as our team sponsors, Newton Estate Winery, Aero Adapt, and Strata United. The team line-up for the visiting Sydney Olympic. Number 2, Gabby Pink. Number 3, Ebony McHugh Shaw. Number 4, Aya Yamahata. Number 8, and captain, Brianna Oliveira. Number 9, Demi Kulizakis. Number 11, Rochelle Baromeo. Number 13, Tara Badana. Number 13, Maxine Peake. Number 25, Priya Skuriaga. Number 21, Sakaya Kayama. And number 33, Marley Stanton. The substitute for Olympic, number 5, Danielle Rutstein. Number 6, Lady Dowling. Number 20, Susanna Van Smith. Number 21, Taylor Agostino. And number 43, Amy Altman. And the team lineup for APIA Leichhardt, proudly sponsored by Newton Estate. Number 1, proudly sponsored by WMC Services, Sophie Megas. Number 3, proudly sponsored by iBank Australia, Tanya Barazio. Number 6, proudly sponsored by Robert Miguelino, Team Ramona Walker. Number 7, proudly sponsored by Ray Whiteley, Charlotte Lancaster. Number 9, proudly sponsored by Bumblebee Skippians, Brittany Gentle. Number 11, proudly sponsored by Wise Employment, Ashley Crofts. Number 15, proudly sponsored by Andiamo Trattoria, Summerhill, Gisela Pipino. Number 16, proudly sponsored by Functional Fire, Estelle Fragale. Number 17, proudly sponsored by Plasmade, Angelique Christodoulou. Number 21, proudly sponsored by Rams Homer and Burwood, Caitlin Kiparizov. And number 24 and captain, Charlotte Young. The substitutes for APIA Leichhardt, number 5, proudly sponsored by Diligent Accounting Services, Teal Kilbride. Number 14, proudly sponsored by Prima Arts, Mia Goldie. Number 19, proudly sponsored by Standout Sports Editing, Imogen Lang. Number 26, proudly sponsored by Newton Estate Winery, Sofia Konstantinidis. Number 40, proudly sponsored by I Love Cruising, Emilia Vidakovic. And number 63, Zoe Panagopoulos. Good luck to both teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Leichhardt Oval for Match of the Round action in round 3 of the NPL Women's New South Wales competition. It's APIA Leichhardt hosting Sydney Olympic in a must-win match for the home team. 2 games in, no wins, no points really for Brad Attart's team. A lot of work to do, and they want to change that as soon as possible. But it gets pretty tough against the Sydney Olympic team. That's, well, 2 from 2. They've started the season well, Jeff Abrahams' team. They'll look to continue that by making a statement with victory over last year's premiers. APIA came close last week. They led 2-0. And they thought they had the win in the bag. But the Gladesville Ravens came back and won that one 3-2 in the end. A disappointing defeat for Attart's team. Round 1, well, at the same venue, it was a 1-0 defeat against Manly United. And conceded there within the first 30 seconds of that game. Disappointing as well. On the other end, though, Sydney Olympic, they've had a flying start to the season. They opened their campaign with a 4-0 win against the emerging Jets before backing that up last weekend with a 4-2 win over the Northern Tigers. We'll go through the lineups of the two teams for you now. And just the one change for APIA as Charlotte Young comes into the center of defense. We'll start in goals though. Number 1, Sophie Magus. Number 3, Tanya Borazio. Number 6, Mona Walker. Number 7, Charlotte Lancaster. Number 9, Brinley Gentle. Number 11, Ash Crofts. Number 15, Gisela Pipino. Number 16, Estelle Fragale. Number 17, Angelique Christodoulou. Number 21, Caitlin Kiparizov. And number 24, Charlotte Young. For Sydney Olympic, in goals, number 31, Sayaka Koyama. Number 2, Gabriel Peak. Number 3, Ebony McHugh-Shaw. Number 4, Aya Yamahata. Number 8, Brianna Oliverio. Number 9, Demi Koulizakis. Number 11, Rochelle Borromeo. Number 13, Tara Baldana. Number 17, Maxine Peak. Number 25, Priya Skuraga. And number 33, Marley Stanton. An unchanged 11 for Jeff Abrahams' team. I'll tell you what, Sydney Olympic look pumped and up for this, as do APIA. Promises to be a very, very good game here today. Both teams will be, as I said, keen for 3 points. Olympic, I don't think they feel the pressure that APIA feels at the moment. Getting off to 2 victories in their opening games makes this one a less must-win for them. And it is still early days as well for Brad Attard and his team, but you've got to think that there is a bit of that feeling in the air. Another must-win game. They had chances in both of their first 2 round matches, but just weren't able to execute in the end. He'll be hoping that his team can fire off today. This is, of course, the 3rd match of the round as the action gets underway. Sydney Olympic get us started. Borazio sends the ball forward. It'll come straight back at APIA though, as the right back puts it into the Olympic half. Yesterday, Manly defeated the Northern Tigers by 3-2. It took a late Gemma Woolley goal there to bring Manly their 2nd win of the season. And much like APIA, it's been a tough start to the campaign for the Tigers. Just 1 point in their opening 3 games. Here's Koulizakis, who's been in excellent form in the opening 2 games, scoring 4 goals. Yamahata spreads it wide to Gabriel Peak. Stanton's asking for the ball. That's where it goes from Peak. Christodoulou up against her former team. Wins the challenge, but gives away a corner. And the first opportunity for Sydney Olympic to create something now. Can they put the pressure on Sophie Magus and the APIA defense here? It'll be the perfect start, really. Only inside 90 seconds. Koulizakis delivers the ball. It's a good ball into the area, but headed away at the near post. And the ball remains with Olympic. Strong challenge there from Caitlin Kiparizov. Good crowd here as well. Obviously a double header in place today. The men kick off at 4:30 after the women's game. Good crowd as well developing here at Leichhardt Oval. The weather may have deterred a few from coming in. The rain's been threatening all day. Yet to really fall proper. The clouds are currently sitting above the stadium, so there could be some rain coming soon here to Leichhardt Oval. Great turn by Fragale, but the touch let her down. Pinched there by Priya Skuraga. Baldana, her pass off the mark for Oliverio. And a reprieve there for APIA. They could have been in a bit of trouble, but the pass miscued. And now the opportunity for the home team to build from the back. Charlotte Young back in the squad. Lining up in the centre of defence with Krista Dulu. Young missed a few games because of concussion, as did Kilbride, believe it or not. Two central defenders. Kilbride on the bench today. Great challenge there from Lancaster. She'll really be keen for APIA, not just in this game, but this season. She was excellent for the Bulls last year. That's why Matteo Majorana and APIA Leichhardt was so keen to sign her in the off-season. Opened her account last week as well for her new club. Young plays it out to Kiparizov. Krista Dulu just keeping the ball for APIA. Now Lancaster. She's given it away though. Picked up by Maxine Peake. Two Peake sisters coming over to Sydney Olympic, leaving Sydney University after quite a few years in the yellow and blue. Now they're just in the blue. They've made the perfect start to 2024. Here's Pipino. Closed down. Now Koulizakis has a bit of space, but Fragale is there as she always is. Quick to close down and put pressure on and force the error as she did there. Now Mona Walker hasn't touched the ball in the opening few minutes. They'll need to get her more involved, APIA will. And that ball there from Young just has a little bit too much on it. It'll be a goal kick to the visiting side. Mona Walker almost pinching the ball there, but falls the way of Borazio. Now Young. Here's Kiparizov. Throw in to APIA. And it hasn't been the start to the season that anyone at APIA expected. Obviously lost some key players to the A-League women's competition, but still, they recruited well. I expected to be near the top half. Instead, they're at the bottom. And they'll be keen to start their ascension up the table with some points here today. As I said, it won't be easy though. Although Sydney Olympic, it's been a while since they defeated APIA. The last 4 games have gone the way of APIA. So not the team that Olympic probably wanted to face, but definitely one where Jeff Abrahams and his team can, as I said earlier, make a statement. Kiparizov looking for the run of Lancaster. And clearance there from Yamahata was almost intercepted. Fell the way of Baldana, who did well to evade the challenge of Mona Walker. And Olympic getting into the area, but strong challenge there from Charlotte Young. Used her strength well. Just to see the ball over the line for a goal kick. Stepping up high, Olympic looking to force the error as they have here. Stanton couldn't bring it down though. Kulizakis goes down. After the challenge from Fragale, I thought foul. The referee said no, they've given it away anyway. Now driving forward is Skuraga. The chance opens up there. And Maxime Peak hits it into the side netting. Again, the high press from Olympic forcing the error. Putting APIA under real pressure. Unable to deal with it at the moment. Here's Fragale. 3 blue shirts around her immediately. That's how important Fragale is to APIA. And Jeff Abrahams has no doubt identified her as a key player. And you could see there, as soon as the ball came into her in midfield, there were 3 blue shirts forcing her to go back. George Beltos was the long-term coach at Sydney Olympic. Replaced this season by Jeff Abrahams. And Beltos did some good things with Sydney Olympic, got them promoted to the top tier. They were a competitive team, a team challenging for titles really. Last year had a bit of an off season, but now Abrahams will be looking to go that step further perhaps. Bring some silverware to the club. And Peak there has the ball pinched by Crofts. In fact, that was gentle. Now it falls here to Lancaster, who lost her footing. Lancaster trying to bring it down, but her touch let her down. Brilliantly Gentle came to APIA as the emerging Jets' top scorer last year. Scored 15 goals in the competition this season. Yet to find the back of the net for APIA, her new club. She'll be keen to do so today, the number 9. And they force the error now, APIA. Mona Walker looking to release the ball first time for Pipino. Comes to her anyway, and that pass just a little too far ahead of Brinley Gentle. And Attard telling his team to force Olympic to play left. That's where they go, but they found the outlet anyway. And Kiparizov couldn't control that one. Throw taken by Gabby Peak. Great ball forward there by Skuraga. Falls the way, fortunately, of Kulizakis. And they're in here, but Charlotte Young defends well. Tough pass for Pipino in midfield to deal with. Did just enough. Did Gisela Pipino. That pass there for Lancaster. Just spun away from her. The pitch is a little wet. Lancaster leaves the ball for Kiparizov. And they're off here again now. Here's Fragale looking for Crofts, but just caught on her heels there, Ash Crofts. Here's Yamahata. Peak asking for it. That's where the pass goes. Bit of space now for Gabrielle Peak to move forward into, but she gives the ball straight to Christodoulou, who can't find Pipino. And you could see how high Fragale was stepping there. And as she stepped forward, you could hear Brad Hatzard asking Gisela Pipino to just step back into that space and make sure they keep the structure. Kiparizov did enough to win the throw. Christodoulou. It'll be strange to know how Christodoulou is feeling out there. Of course, spent so many years at Sydney Olympic. Sydney Olympic looked impossible to imagine without Angelique Christodoulou, and now she's in the maroon of APIA. Mixed emotions most definitely for her. A pass from Fragale off the mark. Here's McHugh Shaw. Baldana under pressure from Mona Walker. Great work from Walker, but the pass was just lacking there. Falls her way again. Here's Pipino. Pipino driving forward. Also playing against her former club, Ash Crofts. Crofts has a go. And Apia's first shot of the game doesn't trouble Sayaka Koyama in the Sydney Olympic goal. You can see when Apia starts to move the ball in the front third, minimising the touches, passing the ball just that little bit quicker. Space begins to show itself. Opportunities present themselves as well. And they're pressing high here. McHugh Shaw gets the ball out though. And Borazio picks up the loose pass. Finds Gentle. Good use of the body by Gentle. Pipino couldn't bring that one down and makes a foul in the process on Rochelle Borromeo. Borromeo returning to Sydney Olympic after spending a year with Bankstown City Lions. Didn't play much last year though. Borromeo unfortunately had a lot of injuries. Here's another former Bankstown player in Demi Koulizakis. It's a good ball in the area, but Borazio deals with that one. Walker again intercepts. Couldn't bring it under control though. And a strong challenge from Christodoulou on Borromeo. In fact, it was Maxime Peake. It'll be a free kick to Sydney Olympic. Just a wild swing there from Christodoulou. But you could say a good foul because had Maxime Peake got beyond Christodoulou, well, Apia may have been in a bit of trouble, especially with Christodoulou out of position. Koulizakis will deliver. Ball comes in. Testing one for Magus. Someone stayed down there. And Charlotte Young said she was missing due to concussion. And you hope it's not another head knock for her. Kiparizov did enough to see that one out. Young brings the ball forward. Of course, Spencer Pryor was in charge of Apia for 3 seasons. Had a very successful campaign last year. Won the premiership. Helped the club win the club championship as well. And of course, the Sapphire Cup. Grand final glory, championship glory. All that was missing from an impeccable season where Apia would have won all 4 possible trophies. And from my understanding, that was the aim this year, to win all 4 available trophies, but they've started on the back foot and they've got a lot of work to do. There is still 24 rounds of football to be played, so lots of time to make up, but just don't like starting on the back foot. Free kick here, though, for APIA. High line from Olympic. Borazio goes direct off the post. I'm sorry, it was Lancaster almost catching Koyama out there. It was cheeky from Charlotte Lancaster. Koyama was expecting the cross. She'd moved forward for the cross. Lancaster went for the near post and found it. Unfortunately for her and for APIA, not the back of the net though. Christodoulou spreads it wide for Crofts. Brings it down well. Crosses in the area toward Lancaster, but McHugh Shaw will see that one out. In a moment for Olympic to regroup now. Yamahata. Stanton under pressure from Kiparizov. Peak gives it away to Crofts. Now Pipino. Fragale. Still Fragale looking for options. Goes back to Mona Walker. Scans left and right. Finds Kiparizov. Kiparizov's touch though goes over the sideline. Throwing to Olympic. Last touch off Koulizakis, who's not happy with the call. She thought Mona Walker got the final touch. Young for Christodoulou, and it seems as though the two teams have now settled in. It was a bit frantic to start off with lots of misplaced passes. APIA definitely in the groove now. Ball forward by Crofts was probably a little rushed. Koulizakis does well to bring that ball down and find the pass for Peak. Now it's Gabriella Peak. Gets beyond Walker. The bench of Sydney Olympic not happy with the challenge. They thought the studs were showing there from Mona Walker. Koulizakis good feet. Tried to find Stanton, but clipped her in the heels. Couldn't move her feet quick enough. Pipino does enough to get the ball out to Fragale. Sends a searching ball for Lancaster. The keeper thought about coming. She's put her defence under pressure. Now Lancaster on the left. It'll be a corner. The first corner of the afternoon for APIA Leichhardt. Sayaka Koyama started coming, then dropped back. At that moment, McHugh Shaw was under a little pressure by Lancaster. Now Angelique Christodoulou has the opportunity to deliver this corner into the area. Pipino comes, training ground move here. Christodoulou goes low back to Pipino. Cleared away by McHugh Shaw. Borazio there to pick it up and play it back to Sophie Magus. Christodoulou's pass is way off the mark. On the bench for APIA, Till Kilbride, Mia Golding, Imogen Lane, Sofia Konstantinidis, Emilia Vidakovic and Zoe Panagopoulos. For Sydney Olympic, Danielle Rutstein, Lacey Bowling, Susanna Bain-Smith, Taylor Agostino and Amy Altman. I wanted a foul there on Yamahata, did Olympic, but they got the ball anyway. Koulizakis goes down after the challenge from Pipino. Free kick for Olympic. Here's Stanton. Peak wants it played forward. Christodoulou's there. Good defending from Angelique Christodoulou. And Pipino rushed that pass. Gabrielle Peak just let it roll over the sideline. Christodoulou using her strength to bulldoze her way in front of her own teammate and the opposition. Taking no prisoners. Stanton loses out to Pipino. Here's Crofts. Square ball for Pipino. And now APIA get out and switch sides. Gentle looking for the pass, but Yamahata on the spot. McHugh Shaw's pass there, cut out. Cross can get there first. APIA could cause some damage here. Pipino into the area, but well defended by Gabrielle Peak, who then gives the ball away straight to APIA. Pipino trying to dance her way through. Blocks the pass of McHugh Shaw. And a bit of chaos there for a moment as Peak clears the ball out for a throw. Crofts brings it down and wins the foul. Notice that Borazio and Kiparizov have swapped sides, but they're moving back to where they started now. Charlotte Young will deliver the free kick into the area. And sportingly, Charlotte Young puts it out for a goal kick after Gabby Peak had cleared the ball previously out for a throw so that Pipino could receive attention. I know the free foul came after the throw was taken, but nevertheless, sporting there from Brad Attard, who asked Young to kick it out for a goal kick. And kudos to the APIA coach. Fragale with a great turn in midfield. Finds the feet of Gentle, who now spreads it wide for Borazio. Great early ball, well, great early idea of a ball there from Borazio. The cross into the area wasn't great. In fact, it went straight out for a goal kick. Koyama under a bit of pressure for McHugh Shaw. Her pass is off, and that's that press again from APIA. Both teams seem to be doing it when the other tries to play out of the back from a goal kick. And they've both forced errors. And this is a result of that earlier challenge. Pipino is still down. And now she will receive attention. Looks as though Teal Kilbride will be the one called upon, and I think we'll see a bit of a reshuffle in personnel in that situation where Christodoulou will move into midfield, perhaps pushing Fragale or Mona Walker slightly higher into Pipino's position, allowing Teal Kilbride to slot into the centre of defence. Generally, if a player goes down moments after the original contact, you'd feel that this could be the afternoon done for Pipino. She's been quite lively, and it would be quite the handicap. As Spencer Pryor here today at Leichhardt Oval, watching his former side in action. Both teams coming off to get a quick drink and some refreshments, and I guess some information from both their coaches as Pipino walks off the park. Action about to get restarted as the players go back out onto the pitch. Restart, I believe it's APIA throw-in on the far side. This is the first of 4 games today. Illawarra Stingrays and the Gladesville Ravens has been washed out. Union New South Wales host Bulls FC Academy. Emerging Jets take on Blacktown Spartans, while Football New South Wales Institute welcomes the MacArthur Rams to Valentine Sports Park. Yesterday, 2 games. Manly United defeated Northern Tigers 3-2. And from my understanding, Sydney Uni picked up their first win of the campaign with a 3-1 away win against Northwest Sydney Spirit at Christie Park. So 2 teams that were winless in their first 2 games. Now Spirit got a bit of work to do. Here's Lancaster, gets it on the left and has her shot blocked. Falls back the way of Mona Walker. He's got the 2 peaks for company. Got rid of one, the other's still there. Lancaster, good turn there. Looking for the option. Tried to play it through, and Pipino gets a touch. Falls into the path of Cross, and if Cross had only seen that pass for Gentle earlier, Brindley Gentle had acres of space, no one around her. Cross seemed to hesitate. In the end, played it back to Fragale, who had to swing, and in the end swung and missed by some margin. Cross most definitely could have played that ball quicker to Gentle, who was in a better position than Fragale. Nevertheless, another opportunity for the home team. And as pretty and as wonderful Leichhardt Oval is, I'm sure that APIA can't wait to go back to their home at Lambert Park. And from my understanding, it shouldn't be too far away, a month or so. Renovations going on the synthetic pitch. We'll have a new perfect surface to play on there once those renovations are completed. And Kilbride has sat down now, so I think it's fair to suggest that Pipino will be okay to continue. Lancaster brings that down. Good touch there from Lancaster. But look at Gabrielle Peake. She's been excellent. Aggressive, but does the job. Cleared away by Skuraga. Here's Skuraga. Lancaster putting the pressure on and forcing the error there. Throw in for APIA. Just past the half-hour mark as well. APIA have been the better team this afternoon so far. Had the better half chances and definitely held the more possession, but haven't really created a clear-cut opportunity as yet. Fragale has been working ever so hard in midfield, as she always does. That's why I like to call her the Gattuso of the NPL Women's New South Wales competition. Wins a lot of battles in midfield. Here's Kipadizov. Christodoulou now. Good ball for Gentle, but Gentle's pass doesn't find Lancaster, and almost taking advantage there, a bit of confusion, APIA. Lancaster up against Peak again. It's been a good battle between those two. Peak's come out on top so far. Here's Pipino, but in the end, Stanton got there, but it falls again to Pipino. Comfortable save in the end for Koyama. Pinched again in midfield by Skiraga. Now Borromeo, and the pass there was poor in the end from Tara Baldana, but they've won the free kick, Olympic. And so much space here for Marley Stanton. That's where Jeff Abrahams is asking for the ball to go, but does in the end. Here's Stanton looking to get beyond Kiparizov, but good defending. Christodoulou did well as well. And there's Borromeo stepping in. Kiparizov clears away. Intercepted by Peak, and well, that shot looked destined for the target. Magus couldn't take any chances. And now the chance for Maxime Peak. Great tackle by Christodoulou. Again, though, it was Olympic forcing the error and the turnover. They got the chance from a corner now. They've taken it short. Stanton plays it back. Ball comes in now from Koulizakis. Headed up. Falls to Yamahata. And plays the ball back for Skiraga. And Skiraga under pressure. And didn't want to take any risks. Put it out over the sideline. Young does well there. Experience from Charlotte Young. Ball over the top now for Ashcrofts, and Ashcrofts wants her opportunity. Great defending from Yamahata. Put her body in between the ball and Crofts. And Crofts bundled her over. Free kick. Koyama for Gabriel Peak. Great ball for Koulizakis. Christodoulou picked up the loose ball though. Now Pipino faces forward. Options left and right, but couldn't find one. Strong challenge from McHugh Shaw. And Borazio does very well there herself. Fragale holds off the challenge to play the ball wide for Kiparizov. Pipino. Great play here from APIA. Lancaster now delivers into the area. Gentle just couldn't get there. Yamahata clearing away. Ball out from Christodoulou for Borazio. Headed out by Skuraga. Kiparizov back for Christodoulou. Ball over the top, searching for one of the attacking players, but Yamahata positions herself well. Kiparizov loses out, but the ball remains with the home team as Fragale can now face forward, looking for some forward movement. Not much coming though from APIA, and I watched their round one game. It was one of their disappointing factors, and again, the movement from the front three is minimal. It just doesn't allow their midfielders to find the right pass. Too static from APIA's front three. They need more. Walker for Gentle. APIA come away with it. Kiparizov has space here for Lancaster, and you don't want to give her too much time on that left foot. But McHugh Shaw deals with the cross. Koulizakis perhaps should have brought that one down, but you've got Mona Walker biting at your heels. Can't take too many chances. Lancaster now. Ball goes in direct toward goal. And Sayaka Koyama had to be aware of that one. It was creeping in, I'd say, or to at least the post, if not the top corner. Again, Attard calling for the press. Borromeo forcing backward, but APIA just allowing Olympic to get out too easy here. It's because they didn't press as a unit together. And yeah, Olympic very comfortable to play out of that situation there. Skiraga's touch wasn't bad, but the runner wasn't ready. Here's Gentle. Brindley Gentle, can she get her first for her new club? Sprays her effort wide of the target. Koyama for Peak. Now Stanton brings it down. Last touch I thought came off Stanton too. I actually agree with the assistant referee from this angle. It did look as though the last touch came off the Olympic winger. The referee disagreed. Jeff Abrahams won that battle. Christodoulou strong. Lancaster did well to turn out of trouble and find a teammate. Borazio will need to do the same. Again, too static. Fragale is the one most forward, and the ball goes her way. She's the only one that made any sort of forward movement. Here's Pipino. Still Pipino, Gentle. Can't do anything with that. It's a problem if Estelle Fragale, who is essentially your six, the one that cleans up and is more the defensive player, is getting forward more than the front three. It is an issue for Brad Attard that he needs to address. Here's Maxime Peak under pressure. Plays it out to Yamahata. Stanton asking for the ball, but the skid of the pitch just took it away from her. Inside the last 5 minutes of the first half, APIA have dominated in possession. They haven't really created a clear-cut opportunity. Neither have Olympic, though. Fragale spreading it wide for Borazio, who's got a bit of space out there. Borazio driving forward now, looking for Gentle. Too close to Koyama, though. You can hear a bit of frustration as well from the home fans. It's all a little slow for APIA. Olympic are doing what they came here to do. I think it seems as though the visitors would be happy with the point. They're defending well. They're closing the spaces. But that's where APIA needs to move the ball quicker to try and expose Olympic, whose counter-attacks haven't been bad. Maxime Peake has been colossal at the back. Here's Walker. Plays it wide for Kiparizov. Ball comes into the area. It's a good ball. Yamahata deals with it. And cleared out into the stands. Brad Attard showing off his techers. Won't be happy to get those white kicks dirty though. Borromeo looked to flick it on. Here's Fragale. Now Pipino. Mona Walker sprays it wide for Borazio. And every time that APIA's played the ball left or right, the space has appeared, but it just gets there too slow. Great ball by Crofts that time. And wins the corner. And again, every time the early movement comes, APIA are creating something. Or if the ball's moving quicker, which hasn't been the case for the majority of the first half. And I think now, crowd the keeper, there is some sort of information coming from Brad Attard. Only Pipino in front of Koyama at the moment. And now Young goes there as well. Cross comes in. Great ball from Lancaster. And McHugh Shaw with a defensive header. Gives Lancaster another opportunity with another corner. This time low to the near post. Ball comes back to Lancaster again. Lifts it into the area. Christodoulou with a free header. The best chance of the game so far on the stroke of half time. Falls the way of former Olympic star Angelique Christodoulou. Heads her effort high and wide of Koyama's goal, and really should have done better on that occasion. Christodoulou, I think, will be disappointed with that header. She found the space in the area. It was a fantastic cross from Charlotte Lancaster. Koyama sends it back into play. Pipino wins the header. Yamahata had Gentle for company. And Peake should deal with this. Clears it out over the sideline. Slice that clearance. Pipino for Fragale. Now Croft, perhaps the last chance of the first half. Forced to Lancaster, who'll want to get this on the left foot. She was just too slow there. Borazio gives that one away. Disappointing from Tanya Borazio. And that should just about be that for the first half action. Had that little pause in play for Gisela Pipino to get some attention. As the referee brings the first half to an end. A half that was dominated in possession by APIA without creating anything too worrying for the visiting side. The best chance falling to former Sydney Olympic player Angelique Christodoulou, whose header after a Charlotte Lancaster cross went just off target. A tight first half. Not too much given away by either team. Half time here at Leichhardt Oval. It's APIA Leichhardt 0, Sydney Olympic 0. And the players have re-emerged here at Leichhardt Oval for the second half of the NPL Women's New South Wales Match of the Round. APIA Leichhardt and Sydney Olympic locked at 0-0 after the first 45 minutes. The best chance falling to former Olympic superstar Angelique Christodoulou, her header for her new club, APIA, just before the break, just off target and not challenging Sayaka Koyama in the Olympic goal. Big second half here, in particular for the home team. APIA winless after their first two games. Olympic 2 from 2. And Brad Attard will be hoping his team can turn things around quickly. I just felt like they were missing a bit of pace, ball pace in the first half. The ball had to move a little quicker. We'll see how things have been adjusted in or for the second period at half time. Doesn't seem as though either coach has made any changes. Chef Abrahams would have been quite pleased with how his team made it difficult for APIA to break through them and break them down. They closed the lines down very well. It was the movement that was missing from that front three of the home side. Olympic were happy to soak up the pressure and play on the counter and just bite in midfield every time. Now Peak is on her way here. She'll get there to the ball and took an early shot, the wrong decision. Didn't have much support. Borromeo was arriving, but she was arriving late. Here's Young. And Mona Walker turns. Spreads it wide for Cross. That's better from APIA. The cross not so much though. Comfortable for Koyama to claim. Here's Koulizakis. Lancaster back for Christodoulou. Now Fragale. Does well to ride a couple challenges there. Estelle Fragale wants to get on the board. She did in the first half. Keeper stayed on her line here. Could be an error. It was a chance for Kiparizov. Didn't quite have the focus there to volley that one home. Or at least to test Koyama. Goal kick only for Olympic. And under pressure here, Koyama plays it out to Peak. And now takes it forward. Kiparizov's there. But her pass goes straight to the feet of Koulizakis. And now Christodoulou has a bit of time here. Plays it back to Magus and they'll rebuild again. Hasn't had any work to do, Sophie Magus, in the APIA goal. Been a quiet afternoon. Those are the most dangerous for goalkeepers generally because they need to be concentrated and on the task the whole game. Should they lose their focus, well, that's when the opposition can take advantage. As Lancaster drives into the box. Lancaster hits that one off target. Gave Gabriel Peak something to think about there, did Lancaster. As long as they're asking the question, Brad Attard will be pleased. They need to ensure, though, that they are asking the question. McHugh-Shaw. That's a lost ball there by Skiraga. Mona Walker with the left. Ashcroft won't get there. Great feet there from the captain, Brianna Oliverio. APIA again, a little bit more desperation already in the second half. Gentle Pipino's making the forward run. That's where the ball goes. That's better movement and good defending from Olympic and Tara Baldana. Corner kick to the home side, the first of the second period. Christodoulou goes forward once more and should hope to make amends for her miss in the first half. Charlotte Young also up. Lancaster to deliver another in-swinger direct toward goal. I think that's crossed the line. It has. Charlotte Lancaster scores direct from the corner. You could see the ball was in-swinging toward the goal, and Koyama couldn't keep it out. She's arguing she did, but it seemed as though it did cross the line. And Charlotte Lancaster gives the home team the lead here at Leichhardt Oval. 5 minutes into the second period. Such a dangerous left foot. We spoke about it earlier. We spoke about the damage she can cause. That was a wasted effort there from Koulizakis. And Jeff Abraham's asking the question, why? How will Olympic respond? That's the question for Jeff Abrahams' team. They haven't been behind so far in the first two games. They led 2-0 against Northern Tigers before allowing them back in and allowing the Tigers to equalise, but that's as bad as it's got for Jeff Abrahams' team. This will be a test of character for Sydney Olympic and his side. Byron Mayer, great turn, good ball in the area, but no one attacking that near post, and Sophie Megas coming out and collecting. Christodoulou plays it forward for Lancaster, some ball, but Gabriel Peake has the pace. Didn't do enough though with the clearance, and Lancaster will pick up that ball. Delivers into the area. Ashcroft makes it to. It was all Charlotte Lancaster though. Excellent work down the left. Forced the error from Gabriel Peake and delivered the ball on a dime for Ashcroft, who scores her first of the season. Heading beyond Sayaka Koyama as Brad Attard's team double their advantage here at Leichhardt Oval. 2-0 now for the home team. 2 goals in 3 minutes. And that is exactly what the APIA faithful wanted. It's what they needed. And confidence now will be oozing from this squad. Koulizakis now. Attard really getting out his message. He's Kiparizov. Christodoulou. Back for Sophie Megas. Who sends that one far away from her goal. Jeff Abrahams getting the bench up and getting them working. Charlotte Lancaster, so important to this APIA team. She came here as one of the key signings over the break. And she's shown exactly why. A goal directly from the corner. And then a fabulous cross for Crofts, as Gentle does well to turn away. But McHugh Shaw came across to help out. Lancaster saw the pass for Crofts. Lined it up. It was taken out. Free kick goes the way of APIA. Mia Golding being readied on the APIA bench. She'll enter the field of play very soon. Cross comes in from Lancaster again. Mona Walker gets her first for the club as APIA race off to a 3-goal lead inside 10 minutes of the second half. And again, it's Charlotte Lancaster, the architect. APIA running riot in this second period. The Premiers are back, and they're back with a statement here. 3-0 APIA lead after 55 minutes. A fantastic second half response. That is what Brad Artart's team needed. How can Olympic try and recover from this? They need to stop the bleeding. Great work down the right. Ball comes in toward Peak. Fragale doesn't get the clearance required. There with Maxine Peak now. Oliverio, Skuraga, but easy for Sophie Magus. Strong challenge from Walker. Battling away with Oliverio. Falls the way of Pipino. And now Crofts on the ball. Forward for Gentle. Wouldn't she like to get herself on the score sheet? To her confidence, a world of good. Borazio takes the throw for Crofts. And Crofts' cross is blocked. It'll be another corner, another in-swinger incoming from Charlotte Lancaster. Talk about putting yourself in the mix for player of the match. Had a hand in both goals, direct assists for goals 2 and 3. And scored number 1 from the exact same spot where she's lining up to take this one from. It's extremely rare for a player to score a goal from a corner. To get 2 from the same spot, well, it's almost impossible. It happened a week ago, actually, somewhere else in another country. Player scored 2 goals direct from the corner. Not on that occasion, though. May have to wait for another opportunity for Charlotte Lancaster to do so again. Here's Fragale. Lancaster's in the mood. She's asking for the ball now. Couldn't quite bring it down there. Touch just let her down. Oliverio. Kulizakis heads it on. Great tackle there from Charlotte Young. Wearing the captain's armband is Charlotte Young. Breath of fresh air for everyone. This result would be at APIA. As I said, expectations were very, very high at the start of the season. They did not plan to begin the campaign that way, or the way they have. As I said, this will be a big step toward them going back in the direction they want to be heading in. Danielle Rootstein is being readied by Jeff Abrahams. She'll be the first substitute called upon for Sydney Olympic. Cross plays it central to Fragale. Now Borazio. Back for Young. Cross looks central but gives the ball away. Charlotte Young, though, strong in the challenge. Here's Mona Walker. Fragale. Pipino. Couldn't find the pass wide for Kiparizov, who's ventured into unknown territory for herself as Ashcroft covers her at left back. Spread wide by Skuraga. And Oliverio was expecting a run from a teammate. He never came. And Sophie Magus eats into the clock a little. A long way to go still, 30 minutes left. And it is Danielle Rootstein that is coming on now. A change coming from Abrahams in the hope of changing something, getting something working. Boldana had a decent game, but didn't impact enough in the second period. That's why the substitution has come about. Lancaster strong in the challenge there with McHugh Shaw as Pipino comes away with it and feeds the ball forward for Lancaster, but she just won't get there. Throw in to the visitors. Here's Rootstein. Peake was making the overlapping run, but Maxine Peake picked it up and played in. Gabrielle Peake. Charlotte Young reacted. Clearance forward by Kiparizov. Goes out for a throw. Here's Rootstein. Her pass is off though. Reprieve for APIA. Christodoulou for Kiparizov. Gets it back again. Under pressure. Manages to get away from the first defender. Pipino couldn't find the pass to Gentle. Yamahata plays it forward now. Peake looking for Maxine Peake, but straight into the hands of Sophie Magus. Gentle came in and won the header, but ball falls to the feet of McHugh Shaw. Now Skuraga. Peake. And Peake there. Heavy challenge on her. She stayed down. She received some attention now. Peake will be okay though. She said doesn't need medical attention. Lancaster and Crofts swap sides again. Looks like it'll be a double change for APIA. Both Teal Kilbride and Mia Golding being prepared to come on. Kipadizov under pressure from Rootstein. Victory here for APIA could lift them as high as 7th on the ladder. Currently in 12th place, so quite the jump for APIA if they can maintain this. Sydney Olympic, well, their first defeat won't have too much effect on their league standing. Could see them drop 1 place, possibly 2 at worst, regardless of the result here at the end of the day. It's been a good start to the season for Jeff Abrahams' team. They'll need to pick up quickly. There's still 25 minutes to go here, but you feel as though APIA did the damage in that opening 10 minutes. Quite the onslaught. 3 goals in that period, and it was all Charlotte Lancaster. She was phenomenal last year. Has an even bigger role this year at APIA. She'll have to step up to the plate, and she has done so here today. Here's Young. Forward for Crofts, but well defended by McHugh Shaw. Pipino. Now Walker. Fragale. McHugh Shaw taking too many steps forward. Headed forward. Strong challenge from Fragale. Breaking that first line was Oliverio. And space left there for Lancaster. If Mona Walker can see it, she couldn't. Both wingers, in fact, were... Well, they had acres of space in front of them. Mona Walker with another strong challenge in midfield, this time on Rochelle Borromeo. Lacey Bowling is on the park as well for Sydney Olympic. I missed that substitution. In place of Marley Stanton, I believe. That one, in fact, could have happened at half-time. Definitely did miss it, though. So Lacey Bowling also coming in place of Marley Stanton as APIA look to make their first changes of the game. Teal Kilbride and Mia Golding both coming on. Perhaps see Caitlin Kipadizov coming off. And maybe Gisela Pipino, who did go down earlier in the first half. If it is Pipino, then we will see a personnel shuffle. Walker, good turning and good strength from Walker. Excellent play from Mona Walker. Finds the pass to Ash Crofts now. Still Crofts running at McHugh Shaw. Crofts gets it to the far post. Well, that was their intention. Not quite the cross she wanted, though. Ball rolling over her foot. Caitlin Kipadizov is one of those to come off, and Charlotte Young will be the other. The captain, after having or missing out some time due to concussion, has had a successful return to the starting lineup and to the APIA team. Clean sheet for her. Well, clean sheet for the team so far as well. Teal Kilbride will slot in to the centre of defence, a like-for-like change. Here's Walker. Twisting and turning, Mona Walker. Losing out eventually. Winning it back as well. Another good signing for APIA, Mona Walker, in the off-season. Arriving from the Northern Tigers. You could almost say in a package deal with Teal Kilbride. The other also coming from North Turramurra to now call Lambert Park home. I believe the next time we feature APIA Leichhardt in a match of the round, well, we should be back at Lambert Park. One of the most iconic venues in the NPL competition. And Borazio fighting hard there, biting at the heels of Ebony McHugh-Shaw. Maxine Peake plays it wide to Rootstein. Running at Mia Golding, a youngster arriving from the Football New South Wales Institute over the break. A pass read there by Pipino. Peake almost winning it back. Great touch there by Pipino for Fragale. And Gentle turning well, but paying the ball straight into the feet of Gabrielle Peake as Yamahata drives forward. But Peake is offside. Flag raised on the far side. Here's Koulizakis, sending it forward, headed by Kilbride. Now Oliverio, looking to create some space for a shot perhaps. Goes wide to Koulizakis. Now Peake. Free kick for APIA. Angelique Christodoulou will take. Miscontrol there from Lancaster. Hasn't made many errors today. Koulizakis closed down and blocked by Christodoulou. Peake cuts it back straight to the feet of Pipino. Now Gentle. Can't get there in front of Yamahata. And again, what a ball there from Lancaster. Not sure why Cross gave up on that at the first point. Was going to get there comfortably. Change now. Incoming from APIA. Imogen Lane will come on. And Charlotte Lancaster, what a game from one of the newest recruits at Lambert Park, arriving from Bulls FC Academy. Scored the first, assisted the second and the third with some delightful crossing into the area. Charlotte Lancaster, without a doubt, the player of the game here this afternoon, replaced by Imogen Lane And I saw Imogen Lane come off the bench against Manly, and she was good value as well. Offered something a little different. Jeff Abraham's asking for a substitution, but referee hearing him late. Taylor Agostino will come on. And here is Lane. Great feet by Lane. Plays it forward for Golding, but a little bit asking for a little bit too much there of her. Now, Abrahams will get the opportunity to make that change. It's Ebony McHugh-Shaw coming off. Replaced by number 21, Taylor Agostino. Final 15 minutes here at Leichhardt Oval. And it is the home team in control. Gentle now getting into the area. Cleared away by Skuraga. And the only thing that Brad Attard really can hope for to top off this afternoon would be Brynley Gentle getting on the score sheet. Here's Krista Dulu. Ball forward by Mona Walker. Now Crofts looks to turn. Feet caught up there with the substitute Agostino. Free kick for APIA in a good position. Well, there's no Charlotte Lancaster. More than likely would have fancied herself from this sort of distance, even though it does look a little far. Mona Walker standing over the ball, but look at this though. Both Krista Dulu and Pipino all alone. And they're still alone. No one's moved to them now. Finally, Lacey Bowling comes over. Oliverio is there as well. Again, Pipino left all alone. Ball comes in from Walker. Great cross. Krista Dulu heads it just wide. Peake plays it forward, intercepted by Golding. Now Lane spreads it across for Crofts. Great ball. Crofts has a go, but well over the bar. Uncontrolled effort in the end. Had enough time to do better with that. Koyama plays it out to Peake, who's under pressure. Header won by Fragale. And again, Estelle Fragale, for not the first time this afternoon, comes back and collects the loose ball. Magus clears forward. Borromeo now driving. Peake plays it into the feet of Borromeo. I thought Rootstein was offside. Flag stays down. Good ball into the box. Koulizakis should have done better. And that was probably Olympics' best opportunity of the match, in all fairness. And it's come in the 78th minute. Magus sends it forward. Header one. Comes straight back out Olympic though. Now Gentle. Yamahata gets the better of her there. Kilbride plays it forward into the space. Skuraga. He's been active today, Skuraga. Been quite involved. Kilbride back for Christodoulou. Oliverio comes away with it. Was looking for the ball toward Lacey Bowling. Lacey Bowling breaking out onto the first grade scene last year after Olympic picked her up from the Sutherland Shire FA. Was impressive in the opening rounds. Faded off a little as the season went on, but very, very fast Lacey Bowling. Haven't really seen that yet today. Haven't had the opportunity to receive the ball in some space. And that is a sum up of Olympics afternoon. Crofts plays it forward. Gentle again. Just overpowered by Yamahata and the experience. Here's Pipino driving now. And Gentle just taking too long to get forward. Pipino picks it up again. Now the space opens up for Gentle. And Pipino, who should have played it, had two options. Went for the third, which was wrong. And now Olympic could perhaps punish APIA on the counter. Oliverio here. In the end, they recovered well. Fragale again, picking up the loose ball. One of those unsung heroes of this APIA team, Estelle Fragale. Great ball by Walker for Pipino. And now Gentle. Can she get this first goal in APIA colours? Koyama goes down and holds. Bowling couldn't bring that one under control. Christodoulou, central for Pipino. Now Fragale. Gentle, nice touch for Pipino. Plays it out wide for Imogen Lane. And Lane's cross is a poor one. Into the side netting. Had to be closer to the 6-yard box. Here's Peak. Throw in for Apia. Pipino being very involved in the last few minutes. Golding with a nice little dummy. Now Pipino gets into the area. Cuts it back for Gentle. But Yamahata read it. And Yamahata clears. Unselfishness from Pipino was the right decision as well. She probably knows she needs to get her striker on the score sheet. And Lacey Bowling forgot the ball there. Worked back really hard to try and win it back. Pipino on the turn. Tough ball back for Kilbride, who dealt with it. Ball into the box again, and Gentle needed to cheat in that moment. Oliverio. Now Kulizakis spreads it wide for Rootstein. Rootstein running at Golding. But Golding kept with her. Ball still with Olympic. Here's Gabrielle Peak. Laned as well to win the ball back. Krista Dulu now under a bit of pressure. Back for Magus, who relieves that pressure. And now Gentle again beaten to the ball by Yamahata. As the young gun Zoe Panagopoulos prepares to come on again, only 14 years of age. Already playing first grade football. A superstar in the making. About to make her entrance into the pitch. That substitution will happen now with the young gun coming on. Zoe Panagopoulos comes on for Gisela Pipino. Here's Koulizakis. That ball into the hands of Sophie Magus. Hasn't been called upon, but whenever she's had to come and pick up these balls at the edge of the area, out quickly. Imogen Lane gets beyond Peak. Gabrielle Peak has been one of Olympics' best performers today. Just tells you how busy she's been, having to deal with Charlotte Lancaster and now Imogen Lane as well. Kilbride sends that one forward. Great pass from Estelle Fragale. She had no idea about it, but it worked out well. And Apia could get another here. Here's Lane, and just over the bar by Imogen Lane. But it was all Estelle Fragale's pass that almost led to another goal. As Amy Altman prepares to come on for Sydney Olympic. It's Rochelle Borromeo that comes off in her place. Fragale spreads it wide for Crofts. Now Crofts running out the defence. Fragale, her performance deserves a goal too. Here's the youngster, Panagopoulos. The space just wouldn't open as Koulizakis intercepts. And now Rootstein gets beyond Golding, but couldn't keep it in to find the next pass for Amy Altman. Here's Borazio. Plays it forward. Panagopoulos giving chase, as is Gentle, but Yamahata finds the pass. And Fragale, with experience, just put her body in front of the ball as Agostino ran into the back of her. Last couple minutes before stoppage time is added. Can't imagine too much of that to come in. Ball into the box from Mona Walker. Crofts heads it on, just wide of the target. Here's Koyama for Gabrielle Peak. Closed down by Panagopoulos. I think this place will absolutely go ballistic if Panagopoulos is able to get on the score sheet. Fragale, good use of the body to feint one way, go the other. And Krista Dulu thought she was going to read that pass. Luckily for her, the second pass was deflected into the path of Teal Kilbride. And here's Panagopoulos now, the 14-year-old. Turns back onto the right, spreads it wide for Crofts. Excellent play. Crofts can't take the touch in her stride, though. And there's no need to waste time in the corner when you're up 3-0. Nevertheless, free kick goes the way of APIA. Gentle comes to take. Fragale now. And again, this is perhaps a little unnecessary from APIA. No need to keep the ball in the corner. Keep playing the football you've been playing in the second half. You've played well. The game is all but sorted. Orazio with the throw. Throwing goes the way of Olympic. Here's Gabriel Peak. Fragale picks up the ball. Now Gentle has two Olympic players for company. Yamahata comes away with it. Now Koulizakis. Oliverio has her pass cut out by Mia Golding. We're into stoppage time. Lane combines with Golding. Here's Golding again now. Peak sticking by her, and Peak winning the second challenge. Again in the corner, APIA trying to waste some more time. Rootstein couldn't get on that, but still throw the way of the visitors. Mia Golding fights hard there to keep possession. Mona Walker has her pocket picked by Maxine Peak. Interception by Tanya Barazio. And Barazio driving forward. Closed down. Yamahata comes across to pick up the loose ball. Good turn from Peak there. Still Maxine Peak. Can't find the pass. How about that? Chase from Mona Walker. Despite being 3 goals to the good and into injury time, Mona Walker has not stopped working. As the full-time whistle goes, and APIA Leichhardt record their first 3 points of the season. It's taken 3 rounds, but Brad Attard won't care. Jeff Abrahams and Sydney Olympic suffer their first loss of the season as APIA run out convincing 3-0 victors here against Sydney Olympic at Leichhardt Oval. It was no doubt the Charlotte Lancaster show, especially in the second half. She really turned it on, scored directly from the corner to make it 1-0. 5 minutes into the second half. Only a couple minutes later, it was 2. Ideal cross into the area. And then shortly after, it was Lancaster at the assist again, providing the second and third goal scored by Ash Crofts and Mona Walker. Brad Attard will breathe a real sigh of relief here. The pressure was mounting. Last year's premiers were desperate to get onto the winner's circle, and they are now. It's onwards and upwards here from here for APIA. Sydney Olympic, well, their first defeat after a perfect start in the first 2 games. Jeff Abrahams knew this was going to be their toughest test. They were good in the first half. They disrupted APIA. They made it tough for them in the end, though. A little too much class from Charlotte Lancaster. Full time here at Leichhardt Oval. APIA Leichhardt 3, Sydney Olympic 0. Stay with us here from Leichhardt Oval as the men's game kicks off in around about 30 minutes time. Round 6 action. APIA Leichhardt hosts Sydney Olympic. For now, we'll see you next week for more NPL Women's New South Wales action.